Welcome back to Detective Grimoire. We're on part 7 of our little series here. We left off in the middle of talking to Chef Harper here. We're going to go ahead and talk to him about all the profiles. We're going to get every bit of information.
I don't know what to say. It's here a lot. I think he's been putting less effort into his protests recently, which is a shame. I think it's an admirable cause.
Do you talk to him much?
Not really. Sometimes he likes to talk, just casual conversation. He asks how business is going and what everyone likes to eat, nothing of real importance. I don't know very much about them.
You don't know much about yourself?
You have a lot of suspects on that list. I don't know what to say. I don't know very much about them. You have a lot of suspects on that list. You're prime suspect, am I correct?
Well, technically, but I'm not even sure he's real.
Don't worry about that. Real or not, the creature's the most important part of this mystery.
Which one? The cartoon character or the real creature?
Exactly. He was a friend for many years. If you have any questions about him or his belongings, I may be able to help you.
Alright. All the information we're going to get from him. He visit the lady.
You can put that away. I can't help you with it. No, thank you.
Wasn't a gift.
If you bring me something with liquid on it, I might be able to help you. You can put that away. They're samples of flowers that grow in this area. 2 of them you don't see very much anymore. And 1 of them only grows around the museum. No, thank you. If you bring me some... You can put... No, thank you. I recognize some of those men, unfortunately. They've hunted in the swamp before.
Before it became a protected area?
Before that, yes. And 1 of them after that.
This is a 60-year-old journal. It was on display in a museum.
I know what it is.
I thought you might. I'm supposed to look to the past, right?
The treehouse, Boggy, the little girl, Agent Folder, the swamp creature, Remington, Waybridge, and the Boggy Hat. I don't think the Boggy Hat's going to be wrong. Founded Boggy's Bogwen, killed the swamp creature. That didn't happen. Yeah, because living in Waybridge was. Swamp creature was discovered by Explorer.
Lady Waybridge was living in the swamp when the swamp creature was discovered by the explorer 60 years ago. Lady Waybridge. She was living here when Boggy was first discovered by the explorer.
Well, challenge unlocked. Waybridge was living in the swamp when the explorer first visited 60 years ago. Well, I have to figure out the challenge here.
I've been looking into the history of this place.
Oh, really? Did you find anything?
Yeah. You.
You must be confused. You found me today, when you barged into my house. Remember?
Create the myth of the swamp creature yourself to scare people away. Possible. You were the original founder of a tourist attraction. Doubtful. You were living in the swamp when the explorer visited 60 years ago. That's most likely.
You were already living in the swamp when the explorer came here 60 years ago.
The explorer? That man they talk about in the museum?
The one who originally discovered Boggy. You know who I'm talking about. His sketches and notes are the only real evidence we have for this creature.
You already have his journal. You learned to read, I assume. What else do you need?
There's a page missing from the journal. I think you know where it is. I think you wrote something in the journal yourself. I need you to tell me if the journal is a fake. Yeah, we know that there's a page missing. I remember this from when we looked at before.
There's a page missing from the journal. I think you know where it is.
Why on earth would I know something like that?
Because you were the only person here when the explorer visited the swamp. I have a suspicion that the swamp creature wasn't the only thing he discovered.
You're suggesting he gave me a page from the back of his journal. Or what, that I stole it?
I really have no idea. If I could see it, I might be able to make up my mind. We took it from the journal while it was on display in the museum. Stole it from him before he left the swamp. I don't have any idea.
I really have no idea. If I could see it, I might be able to make up my mind.
It doesn't belong in a museum. It belongs here, with me. You understand?
What if I promise I'll return it after I finish clearing up this mess?
Then, I'll show it to you.
Is this you? He drew you into his journal? It's beautiful.
60 years ago, yes. He left the page with me. We agreed the rest of the world would manage without it.
I think there's something on the back.
Picture of her. Ah, Boggy's
What's
feet.
this? Footprints.
Very interesting. Missing journal page. The lost page ripped out of the explorer's journal. Given to Weybridge by the explorer 60 years ago. Features a drawing of Lady Weybridge at 20 years old. Also features drawings of Boggy's feet and footprint. He has 2 toes at the front and 1 at the back. This page proves the footprints found outside of the office were not made by the real Boggy. Yeah, there is no evidence of his footprints besides this. This is the only thing that no one knows about because Lady Weybridge has had it this whole time. Oh, actually, I don't think I finished with the clues.
He drew me into his journal. I was 20 years old. That's the end of the story.
I bet it's not. Does this explorer have a name?
Yes?
Are you going to tell me?
No.
Aw,
If you bring me something with liquid on it, you can put that away. No, thank you. I'm not even sure who that is. You should ask someone else. Show it to someone who doesn't live in a tree.
Hmm.
I'm not even sure who that is. You should ask someone else.
on anyone?
A fascinating old woman who lives in a wonderful treehouse. I heard she wasn't so keen on visitors, though. Show it to someone who doesn't live in a tree. I'm not even sure who that is.
There.
I have nothing good to say about that man, so I won't say anything at all.
Fair enough. That information. Page and folder.
So, I have no interest in something like that. Obviously. You're wasting your precious time, detective. This is just a piece of junk they sell to tourists. It has no resemblance to the real creature. A good example of how Boggy's feet are never shown in any form. They often use that little red bucket to hide them. I've never seen that before, and I never want to see it again.
You know, it's just like flavor text is not going to change any, but I'm so tempted to click it again.
I have no interest in something like that. Obviously. You're wasting your precious time, detective. Actually, this is a classic example of a cryptid photograph.
What's a cryptid?
A creature unknown to science. Look at the slight blurring in this photo, the murky exposure. It's perfect.
It's perfect because it can't really be used as evidence?
Now you're catching on.
Uh,
I've never seen that before, and
yeah.
I have no interest in some. You're wasting your. I've never seen that. So, you found it. I wonder who else knows about it. Is that the missing page of the journal?
I think so.
It's an important artifact. It belongs in a museum.
Yeah, you're not wearing the right hat to be saying that.
I believe that was an Indiana Jones reference.
Well, this design is some bizarre hybrid between the real creature and the cartoon character. I have no interest in something like that. Obviously. The real swamp creature had claws. 3 on each hand, to be precise. Why does the costume just have these pathetic fins instead? You're wasting your precious... Guesswork. Nobody can know what Boggy's feet look like. It's his greatest secret. If I cared about that person, I would know everything I need to know already. Oh, yes, I know him. He occasionally asks me about the history and biology of the swamp creature. I explained to him what the real Boggy looks like and how they changed his appearance for the cartoon character.
Why did he ask about that?
Because some people are naturally curious. You should give it a try sometime. Next time, only show me something if it's important. Let's make that a rule.
Nope, I am showing you everything.
This person is of no interest to me whatsoever. If I cared about that person, Next time... This person is of no interest to me whatsoever.
Yeah, you're not of no interest.
Are you asking about the cartoon character? Because I have no interest in such childish matters.
No, I think I'm asking about the actual creature. What's the difference anyway?
Everything! The man was a fool. That's all you need to know.
Oh. Back to ring.
What? If you want an autograph, a plain sheet of paper will suffice, thank you. I don't really have time to be looking at items from your collection.
Here, what you saying?
You won't
Don't
be
answer
getting
anything.
very far discussing that with me. Try someone less important. If you want an autograph, I don't really have time to be... You won't be getting very far. If you want an...
Go get
I don't really
anything.
have time. He's a talented man, that Burl. Sometimes I wonder if he'd be better off pursuing his photography full-time, you know?
Huh. Actually, a nice thing to
I
say.
don't know if it's any use to you at all. I'll film again tonight and try to get a version without all those bizarre noises in the background. You won't be getting very far. If you want an autograph, I don't really have time to be looking at items. You won't be getting... If you want an autograph, I don't really have time. You won't be getting... If you want an autograph, I don't really have... You won't be getting... If you want an... I don't really...
I don't think I was gonna get much from him.
I'm a busy man, and this doesn't look like it's worth my time. I simply don't have time to help you with this.
Doing nothing, man.
You want me to sign a photograph for you? The world's premier director, the king of wit and whimsy. You met him? You're a lucky man.
Oh, full of himself.
He's been working with me for a number of years. A real expert, of course. I'm a busy man, and I simply don't have time to help you with this. Ah, yes. The reason we're all here, of course.
Not me.
Isn't he your prime suspect?
Well, officially, yeah, but I mean...
What an amazing creature! No one has seen him for 60 years and he still manages to get accused of murder. Incredible! Now there's a man who could handle himself.
I'm not so sure.
Well, apart from yesterday, that was just a one-off, wasn't it?
For him, I think so, yes.
Oh?
Bobby.
What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder? That's great. I'm sorry I have not seen that before. What is it? Some evidence from last night's murder? I'm sorry I have... What is it? That's the food I saw Mr. Remington eating at the cafe last night.
Before he got ill and rushed back to his office?
That's right.
This is going down in my notebook. It might be important.
Yes, that's my photograph, taken near the woods at the north end of Boggy's Bog. Have you tried looking there? Vincent's work, I see. I'm glad he knows how to use the camera at least.
What do you think all those noises are?
Well, judging by the time this was recorded, I'd be able to make a pretty good guess.
Yep, me too.
I'm sorry I have not... What is it? Some evidence from... I'm sorry I have... What is it? I'm sorry I have... What is it? I'm sorry I... What is it? I really don't have an opinion. My apologies. You should ask someone else. Try showing it to somebody different. The famous director, and my friend.
Huh.
A prolific cameraman with exceptional skills at carrying heavy equipment.
And he thinks so humbly of himself.
I really don't have an opinion. My apologies. You should ask someone else. Try showing it to somebody different. I really don't have an opinion. My apologies.
Huh. He's the first one to not have anything about either Boggy or the victim. Before I talk to Echo, I'm going back to Harper and Sally. Had clues I left behind.
Why don't you show that to someone else?
Yeah, I didn't think he'd have anything, but be sure.
Is that one of your clues? It's nice. You can put it away now.
Protest? This challenge.
I heard you've been spending less time protesting recently and more time, in your tent. Normally I wouldn't pry, but it's my job to
I'm
ask...
touched people have even noticed something like that. I usually get the impression everyone else is doing their best to ignore me.
So, you admit it's true?
You can put your notebook away. There isn't really any reason for it. Nothing worth writing down, at least.
Well, if it's not worth writing down, maybe it's worth hearing.
In that case, you'd forget it.
How do you know? Maybe it would echo in my mind.
Look, if you take a guess and get it right, I promise not to deny it.
Let's work out why Echo was hidden away in his tent. Notebook time.
Echo said, I have a silly nickname. Rain, guess because it goes. Tax evasion. Boggy's the only one that I think really makes sense.
You've been in your tent, hiding from Boggy.
Why not?
Huh. Interesting.
I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else. Why are you carrying that around with you?
I have a suspicion it may have been the murder weapon.
Really? I thought Remington was attacked by something with claws, wasn't he?
What?
You're not a bad detective.
Well, I found the photo in Remington's office. It was ripped up, though. I think he was some kind
He
of...
was a lot of things. Don't lose that picture. And show it to Mr. Harper before you leave.
Did?
This is the journal, correct? The one that man left here 60 years ago?
You seem a little unsure of the details. Shouldn't you have read up on all this stuff?
Forgive me. It's hard for me to get the image of Boggy as the lovable cartoon character out of my mind. He's just so iconic. Did you know, in 1973, he...
But you're protesting to protect the real swamp creature. The cartoon character is just some commercial byproduct, right?
Yes, of course.
Oops. Not done with clues.
No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else. No thanks, my friend. I'm afraid I have no idea. Show it to somebody else.
Okay. I still have all the profiles to go through. Then I need to go through all my evidence and just noticing I've got ×8 on everyone here except for him. So it must be the profile because I've already talked to everyone about everything else. So here's my little dilemma here. I'm not sure if I've got enough of the game left to do one more episode. So what I'm thinking is I
think it's time I went to talk to Officer James.
Oh, I was not expecting this. Chapter 4, the beginning of the end. I don't know why they separate that to a full chapter. Maybe there will be just enough. So I'll go ahead and end the episode here, and hopefully we'll have enough to fill in one more part. If it turns out to only be like 5 minutes or so, I'll just tack it on to the end of this episode. So there we go. So thank you for watching, and we will either see you next time or see you right now.